All right, so we have an electronic air filter out here. We're gonna shoot. It's actually pretty cool because it's not quite ballistics gel, but you can actually see bullets tumble, and if they stop, you can see where they stop because there's air in between. This is like an electronic air cleaner. I do HVAC work, so I have access to these. But anyways, we're gonna shoot it with a M9. We have a 115 grain FMJ. It's just brass case. I'm not 100% sure what brand it was. I think it's like Herder's. So we're gonna shoot that FMJ. I don't think it'll pass through. And then we're going to test out an AR-15 pistol, 10.5 inch with 62 grain FMJ. This is Wolf steel case. All right, so what we have here, as you can see, it did stop. What, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the fourth here. I know there's a bunch of tiny ones, but we'll go off of the big posts. So that's number 4, it stopped. An FMJ out of a 9mm, a decent length barrel. So about halfway through, if that. So obviously I winged it, it hit here, and it wasn't hitting as many posts, but it got through the whole thing if you're only hitting the big posts, but it missed all of the little small ones. All right, so I'm gonna do it from really close this time so we can do one more 9, and then we'll move on to the 223. And if you hit the middle portion, it's gonna stop right there. In fact, that's the friggin' bullet. I can dump that out, I bet. See it smashed? So this is the bullet smashed up. It like turned itself around because that's the back. And it folded over. That's crazy. That was 9 when it did stop. Let's go ahead and do 223 and just finish it off. We'll just do 2 on that electronic air filter with the 223 FMJ. Bazinga! So the first one here, let's talk about that. It's on the edge. So of course, it just hit these big ones and went straight through, but you see it started actually tumbling. That's what 223 does right on the second one. It was coming in sideways. Now on the other one, a little bit more centered. That was a good shot. And you can see, can you see down there? It's smaller, gets bigger, gets bigger, gets bigger, and then punches out the back. And it did a number on it. So those are going straight through. But as you see, the 223 starts to tumble and it causes massive damage. All right, so I'm out here shooting the same air filter, a different one, but the same style. So it's got the same length and all of the little fins in there. So comparable to the other videos. I am gonna be shooting it with green tip, 5.56. This stuff I've had laying around for a long time, but it does say 5.56. My hypothesis is it's gonna pass straight through, whereas the copper jacketed would start to tumble. So I think with the mild steel penetrator, it's gonna go straight through. Let's try it. But it came in the front here, and you can see it start to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So this one I think is tumbling as well, and that came out there. And then the one on the side, let's check that out. Whoa. That is crazy what that did. I shot right in the middle there. I kid you not. And it busted out the side. So that bullet traveled through this cone until right here. And then it blew it out. Can you see it? And then it started going down. And then out. That's pretty crazy. That did quite a lot of damage. All right, so I have just standard Wolf FMJ. This is just bimetal jacket, I would assume. So it's a pretty hard round. It is 110 grains. I don't know the velocity advertised because it doesn't say on the box. All right, so on the front, you see 2 new holes. Just ignore that one. I'm a bad shot. So this first one here is pretty close to the backside on the 223, but it did miss it. So it hits here on the front. You can see it stays straight pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah, it goes straight pretty good. Really doesn't start tumbling until maybe there. Now the projectile on the 30 is round, so it's not quite as elongated, so it's not going to be as noticeable on the tumble. And since that one's coming out of a big port there, we'll take a look at the other one. That's a better example. So here's the other one, right in the middle, nice round hole. And then as you can see, so you might be able to see all the way through that one. This was the second shot, starts here, goes all the way through. It does not deviate either. Goes to show you probably the velocity. It's I think it's a 16 or 18 inch barrel. It blows it out pretty good. We kind of nicked it on the corner of those metal sheets in there, but pretty much ripped through the whole thing. So do not underestimate a 30 carbine. I mean, I'm sure everybody else has seen the stories where people were saying in Korea that they couldn't punch through, you know, like jackets and stuff. I wouldn't want to get hit with this wearing anything. Try a 9mm out of an 8-inch barrel. I did try this test with my M9, which is like, what, a 5-inch barrel. I'm going to try different ammo. This time we have a 124 grain hollow point. It says Extreme on the back. Not sure what brand. Just going to shoot that one, and then a standard Wolf FMJ as well. Let's do the FMJ first. All right, so it looks like these are the two hits here. Actually really surprising. Out of an 8-inch barrel, they both went through. This one, I believe, was the hollow point, a smaller exit, and it looked like it kind of barely squeezed through there. So maybe that one is slowing down, but that one potentially could have been a plus P, so that would explain why it's got a little bit more oomph to it. But even it being a hollow point, it did rip through. And then this other one right here, so that was the hollow point. This one actually kind of goes in the same spot as the 30. They kind of both come out here. So they both came through, even the Wolf FMJ.